Welcome, guests, to our WCCS live show broadcast here on Facebook and YouTube. We are so glad to have our families joining us today. If you are joining us and are live streaming in on the show today, we love to hear from you. Send us in a comment, send us in a like or a love to show that you are enjoying our broadcast. Certainly, if you have questions, send those in as well as we talk about this wonderful, exciting initiative coming up. I am so pleased to have with us two of our wonderful parent volunteers that are in charge of gathering parent support for an important initiative, our Teacher Appreciation Week. And so without further ado, I'm going to introduce those in just a minute. If you're joining us live, please write in a comment to tell us who you are, to tell us how you're related to the school family. And again, as we continue on our conversation, feel free to send in your likes and your loves to engage with us, because we want this to be a fun conversation with everybody. So I'd like to welcome first to our stream, Miss Jody Means. Jody is our lower school PATS chair, and so the lower school includes infants through fifth grades. Jody, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Jody. I'd also like to welcome Christy Grant. Christy is our upper school PATS chair. Christy works with our parent volunteers for 6th through 12th grades. Christy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So as we get started, I obviously just want to start with introductions. I am the director of admissions and have two kiddos here at the school, 6th grade and kindergarten. Jody, tell us a little bit about your family and your involvement at WCCS.
We have 3 kids, and one of them is at the upper school. She's in 6th grade, and she's actually been going to Westminster for 9 years now. She started when she was 2, and then we have a 4-year-old and then a 2-year-old. So they're 4K and 2K, and we love Westminster. So we've been there for a good while now.
Awesome.
As far as kind of, I guess, my role, I just started out as a room mom a while ago now, just helping out as room mom and working with the teachers and getting to know them. And then I started helping out the former chair for the lower school, Stephanie. And then along the way, I sort of not took over, but really helped out with the preschool ages, especially during Teacher Appreciation Week. And when her 2 kiddos left graduated onto the upper school, she stepped down as chair and she asked if I would be interested. And she's got some big shoes to fill, but I told her, sure.
Well, Jody, we are so glad to have your involvement. And yes, certainly big shoes to fill, but you're doing a great job. And we're excited to learn more about what you've got planned for Teacher Appreciation Week. So Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Christy, tell us a little bit about your family and your involvement with the school.
Sure. I have 3 children. I have Olivia's in 10th grade. Thomas is in 8th grade. And William is in 4th. He's still at the lower school. I was a room mom since Olivia was in kindergarten, but we started at Westminster 9 years ago. As soon as Olivia went to 6th grade, I started co-chairing PATS with Nicole, and we've just done it ever since. I've enjoyed it. I like being involved in the upper school. It gives me a little end to involvement, because once they hit upper school, it's hard to be involved because there's no longer room moms. You're no longer you're welcomed by the teachers and staff, but you're not really welcomed by your children in the upper school. So it's just a good way to get involved and be a part of Westminster at the upper school. So, and we really have enjoyed it.
Well, we've enjoyed having both of your families here at the school. And I think it's really cool when you have a school community that has parent volunteer opportunities, like this. Christy, as you said, as your children get older, they're a little bit more nervous about seeing mom on campus. And so we still provide opportunities for parents to get involved, but it can look a little different too. So I'm thankful that you're, heading up that effort at the upper school as well for Teacher Appreciation Week.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So my next question, this is something I love to ask all of my guests that I have here on the live show. Tell us what you love most about WCCS. Christy, I'd love to start with you sharing what you love most about the school.
I really love everything about Westminster, but the reason why we put our children at Westminster was because it was Christ-centered. With the world as crazy as it is, I really wanted to give them the biblical truth to stand ground for when they went to college and when they left our nest. And the first time we visited Westminster, we fell in love, and we just knew that was the right place for us to be. And we love all the teachers. Like every school, there's issues here and there, but my goodness, it gets addressed, and we just feel like that everybody has the same love, and they want the same things from our children that we do at Westminster.
Absolutely. And Christy, I hear that a lot. We keep Christ at the center of everything that we're doing here at the school. And so I'm glad to see that, you're seeing that in your children's experiences and in the classrooms, and certainly appreciate that too. Jody, what about you? What do you love most about WCCS?
Well, I do love the Christian education. So I'll just say everything she said, I say amen. And then as well, the teachers, we've just felt really blessed by the teachers and the staff throughout the year. I'm going to tell on myself, but my daughter and I were late a lot. I've actually become not as late with 3 children as I was with just the one. So praise God. But so we actually got to know like the front desk staff as well. And just getting to know those ladies there and the teachers. We've just loved all the teachers, and even throughout the years, maybe when there's been some hurdles and humps, they've been addressed, and we're just so thankful for that. So that's one of the reasons why we love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do the front desk very well too.
Well, see, praise God.
I love the front desk. Yes.
Oh gosh, those ladies do not get enough credit. Yeah.
Totally agree. And, I think what's special about being in a school like ours, is getting to know all of these individuals that are part of this school family. And I think, certainly the faculty and the staff, hearing how they love on your kiddos. And I've experienced that as a parent too. But, a super important part of any school community is its parent population too, right? And so you guys, as head up those parent volunteer opportunities, you are an important and a valued part of our school community. And so that kind of leads me to my next question. Some of our folks are very well versed in the word PATS, and some are not. And so I would love for you guys to just help us understand and explain what is PATS. And so, Jody, I'll let you answer that first. And then, Christy, if you have anything to add on, we'll go from there, too.
Well, it's parents appreciating teachers and staff. And it's just what it is. It's that as parents, we want to just love on and appreciate the teachers and the staff for all they do. They put up with our kiddos all day long, and they send them home and teach them to be like Christ and to be better people. So we just want to, as a way to say thank you.
That's great. Christy, anything you want to add about PATS?
Well, I think it's, we also like to bless them with little treats and little gifts here and there. Catered lunches, breakfast. They like to they already feel loved, but they like to feel, I think, loved by the parents and appreciated by the parents. And
yeah,
and it's a great way to do it. Especially, I know at lower school, I love to go. I would go help a lot when my kids were in lower school at PATS, and I love to see them come in for the breakfast, and they're just so appreciative of everything that parents do for them.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we certainly do appreciate. You guys have blessed us in so many ways, and Teacher Appreciation Week is just one aspect of that, right? this is something we do every year for 1 week out of the school year, but you ladies have gone out of your way to organize other initiatives alongside, other parents to maybe have a coffee bar, set up in the teacher workroom during a teacher work day, or have an orientation lunch, provided to our new teachers and staff. And then this year, I thought it was really fun when you guys hosted those coffees in the courtyard in the fall as a way to connect with other parents, because COVID, it's presented opportunities, but it's presented challenges as well. And you ladies have done a wonderful job of addressing those and providing some creative ways for our parents to get involved. So we appreciate that. And so, talking about COVID and the challenges and opportunities that it's presented, Teacher Appreciation Week, is something that we typically do every year. And we, sometimes have volunteers on campus and things like that. And this year with COVID, it's a little different. But you ladies have planned an outstanding kind of series of events and creative ideas. And I'd love for you to share with our audience and our parents what that's going to look like coming up March 1st through 5th. Okay. Jody, why don't you go first talking about your plans for the lower school, and then we'll move on to our older students.
Okay. Well, on Monday, we're going to do survival kits, chips and chocolates, and we'll have like a water bottle in there and just different things. Just kind of a fun here, survive throughout the day if you want to have some snacks. And then Tuesday is a breakfast to go that will also be in a bag for them. That'll have a coffee and muffins and bars and things like that for them. And then Wednesday is Love Note Wednesday. Thursday, we're going to have a spring break kind of summer fun kit for them. And then Friday will be a catered lunch that the staff and things like that will help cover for the teachers. And
that's awesome. And Jody, you guys created a great sign up genius that parents, I think, have overwhelmingly responded to already, from my understanding, on both campuses, which has been great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Christy, tell us a little bit about your plans for that week for the upper school.
Okay, we're doing very similar things. Monday, we are doing a survival kit. Our survival kit may be a little different than the lower school. We'll have chocolates and little snacks and other kind of goodies in there. On Tuesday, we are doing breakfast to go, like granola bars, some fruit, water bottles, coffee, just simple things for them. Wednesday will be the love notes, that if parents could please have your children, young and old, do love notes, or even parents do some love notes to the teachers. I think that would be nice too. And on Thursday, we're doing little buntlet cakes from, I think it's called Bunt Cakes. And then Friday, we'll be doing a catered lunch.
Wow.
And have the staff cover that as well. And normally in past years, we have covered that, but this year we'll have the staff cover that. And our sign up is full, but the teachers love little candies or tea bags for the teachers lounge, or just any little goodies we can include in the days. Any days we can just give them little goodies. So if you still want to bring something, please feel free to.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, we are so excited, and you ladies have come up with some fabulous ideas. And I know I've heard from you that the parents have really stepped up and are excited to participate as well. I think one of the things that I've felt, as a parent myself during this year of COVID, and even back in the spring when we were doing some remote and virtual learning, there's a new level of appreciation, right? For our staff. And so I think we've all been eager to express our appreciation and our thanks. And I think you ladies have come up with some great personal ideas and still keeping them, COVID safe as well. So thank y'all for helping out with that.
Yeah.
We'll also have a chocolate bar. A hot chocolate bar.
Oh, fun.
About that. Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's been out all week for the teachers and staff.
That sounds like a lot of fun. We'll enjoy that for sure. And so kind of last question that I know you have gotten several questions about as well. And an email went out from the both of you earlier this week with more details. But how can a parent, a community member get involved in this initiative and bless our teachers during this special week? Christy, you want to share with us any ideas that you might have?
I mean, I think for Teacher Appreciation Week, just sending in whatever you can bring in, praying for us, praying for our teachers and staff on a daily basis. But just sending in things or just support. I know right now with COVID, it's hard for us to get volunteers to help us do anything because we really can't do anything. Everything we do has been virtual as well.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, maybe by the end of the school year, next school year, we can have more. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it would be great to have parent volunteers, a group of parents, and maybe, PATS will be different next year.
Absolutely. And, it's, Christy, I'm going to put your contact information up.
Yes, but you can email me for sure.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I know there are a number of parents out there that want to help. And yes, it has been, challenging to have in-person gatherings and volunteer sessions where you're assembling things. And so, we have with the Sign Up Geniuses that y'all did, people are individually providing opportunities. But certainly if you have an idea or, something that you want to get involved with at the upper school, Christy is your gal. So if you have a 6th through 12th grade student, here is her email at the bottom of the screen. Jody, is there anything that our infant through 5th grade parents can do to get involved in this week?
Well, I'll definitely piggyback off of Christy because everything she said, can apply at the lower school as well. But one of the things, a couple of things was one parent reached out and just said, hey, the sign up sheet was already filled, but I'd love to just bring some chips. So she's going to bring, about 60 bags of chips to just put in one of the baskets. So if you have an idea like that, then just email me and we can talk it through. Cause I mean, they're going to love more chips or treats. But the other thing too was, the Love Note, Wednesday. That's where, I reached out to not mine, but the room moms and just told them, that's if the parents are asking what more can we do? How can we bless them more? At the beginning of the year, they sent out an email that had kind of some wants, like classroom wants wish list, or even just things that they like, Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or anything like that. So if you wanted to include something like that in one of your love notes, the teachers and the staff would appreciate it, but they really love the love notes themselves and just hearing from parents and from kids, and whether they're colored or just a scribble, because that's about all my 2-year-old's able to do. But so they love that. So, but if you wanted to do more, then that might be the day to do that. But any of the days you can do, like if you have an idea, just email me and we can talk it through.
That's great. And Jody, I put up your email address at the bottom too. So if anybody has an infant through 5th grade student and they have an idea or a way that they would like to get involved or just ask a question, Jody is your girl at the lower school.
Yeah.
But you're right, Jody and Christy, when we were coming together to plan this week and thinking about ways that we could make this special, even during this time, that note of appreciation, that acknowledgement, the teachers that's what means the most to them, is just to hear from our students, to hear from our parents, to hear from our community about the little and the big ways that they're making a difference.
Yeah.
And so, for anybody listening today or watching the recording later, I would just encourage you, sit down with your student and like Christy said, young or old, infant, through 12th grade, I think, writing notes of thanks, thank you notes. It's I think a rare thing sometimes when we're so busy with technology to have an opportunity to sit down and do that. But that means so much to anybody that's made a difference in our lives, and certainly your classroom teacher. But I think about, the custodian, the front desk ladies, as you mentioned earlier, the lunch ladies, anybody that your child remembers has made a difference in their lives. And then, I love it too when parents just send a quick email, so maybe that Wednesday you just send an email to your child's English teacher after, a great story that your child came home with, and just sharing that note of thanks. That means so much to our faculty and staff, and that blesses us in ways that I think we don't even imagine. So very cool. Well, ladies, we are kind of at the end of our broadcast with our content, but I would like to open it up to anybody that is watching live today that might have a question or a comment for our ladies. We are so excited about Teacher Appreciation Week that's coming up March 1st through the 5th. And just want to remind everybody that more details in writing were shared in the e-news that came out on Saturday. There was also an email that went out to all parents that was on Tuesday morning, I do believe. So there are kind of details in writing for anybody that's interested in that. But certainly, if anybody has another question or comment that they'd like to send in to us, we can do that as well. Jody, you mentioned room moms. That was something that I think we didn't kind of fully discuss, but room moms is something that's a part of the PATS organization. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
And so at the lower school, it's easier to do that because we kind of have one classroom, right, for each.
Right. Right. Yeah. And it's just the parents that come alongside the teachers. And I know this year has obviously looked different with COVID, but in the past, we helped plan parties for the teachers. Little 1 year in 5th grade, they had like a countries where they kind of cook for all the countries, and they have so help plan those type events and parties and stuff like that too. It's just coming alongside the teacher and saying, how can I help? You're in there teaching our kiddos, so what can I do to help alleviate some additional things? So, and then we also then you can create like a sign up genus like we've done, and just for the events. Yeah,
our room moms are great resources for our teachers. And I know even some of the classroom events and parties that we've had this year, like the little Valentine's party that my kindergartner had, we had a great room mom that organized the supplies for that. And that was a great opportunity to serve as a parent in that way as well. Yeah. And then Christy, we don't have room moms at the upper school, but in a non-COVID year, we'll just say that I do know that there are opportunities, even in things like athletics and fine arts, right, where parents can get involved.
Right. And you can, volunteer for anything. It just let somebody know. You can let Jane know or Polly Baker know, anybody. They'll point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. Athletics is often looking for, in a non-COVID year, concessions volunteers with their, teams. Sometimes they'll have team moms that'll help out with snacks and transportation and arrangements, things like that. And the fine arts, I know with our big productions, Miss Christopher has had parent volunteers that have helped out with everything from selling concessions to, feeding the theater kids to passing out, the brochures to selling tickets and sponsorships. So there's a wide variety of ways that parents can be involved here at the school.
Yeah.
And on a non-COVID year for the upper school, we do need parent involvement. We do usually need parents there to help us put things together or set up lunches or snack tables. So just this year is a little bit different.
Absolutely.
We have always had help. So that's good.
Right. The help just looks different this year, right? I mean, we still need parent involvement, and we've seen that come in overwhelmingly. It just may not be in-person gatherings like we're usually able to do. So, we just got a comment in from one of our current parents, Tasha Broderick. She has a lower school student, Jody. So she says, thanks to all of you for doing this, for our teachers and staff. Tasha, thank you for being excited about this initiative and just showing your love and support to our teachers and our staff. This is a fun week every year, and I have no doubt it will be again this year. So Anybody else have any other questions or comments? Jody or Christy, do you have anything else that you want to add before we close our time together?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we've touched on it all.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a fun week. And again, you ladies have email addresses. I'll put this up one more time. So Jody Means is your contact for your lower school. So infants through 5th grade students. If you're interested in getting involved as a parent volunteer during Teacher Appreciation Week, this is your contact. And then Christy Grant at the upper school, so grades 6 through 12. So if you're interested in volunteering for Teacher Appreciation Week for the upper school, she is your contact. So thank you so much for joining us on our special broadcast of our live show. And we look forward to celebrating our teachers and our staff during Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yes.
And thank you, ladies, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.